there, folks, and welcome back to Are We There Yet? You're looking at Clyde's fixtures. Now, confession to make, we are no longer in charge of Clyde. We have moved. We were snapped up by a little-known outfit from the Midlands in England. I was going to say the UK, but Clyde's also obviously in the UK. So as hard as it was to depart from Clyde, who will hopefully enjoy a fruitful campaign in the Scottish Prem, it means it's time for a new adventure for ourselves. And where will that be? Well, you might know this place. Points to anyone who knows immediately where that is. That's where we're going to be playing our football. Huge stadium, 30,000 seats in the Midlands. You can just perhaps make it out. It's the Brian Clough stand there. We're following in Brian's footsteps. We've gone to Nottingham Forest, of all places. They paid a small fee of 35 grand to bring us to the City Ground, and that's where we begin the season. It is the League One in England, so that's the kind of levels that we're talking. There were a few clubs interested in us, but we decided I decided that was the best option out there. We didn't turn down, I suppose. We also perhaps had a shout at the Rangers job. Now that could have been an interesting one, but it would have meant staying in Scotland, and it would have meant playing against Clyde, and that's not really our kind of thing. So, Nottingham Forest, defeated in the playoff semi-finals in League One last year. Third favourites this season to go straight up. At decent budgets. So look at the finance. You can see we've got 6 million in the bank. A transfer budget of 2.3. 107 grand a week wages as well. So, I mean, it's a different world compared to the difficulties with Clyde. But it's important that we get out of League One and into the Championship as soon as possible. If you look at the projections, that bank balance is only going to go down, and I'm sure the investment that's coming from the people above will decrease over that time. So that's the current side. A lot of loanees that we've bought in. So let's have a look at those now, shall we? So the players that we've bought in. Austin Davies, not one of ours. He was bought in without my say-so. But that was the last. Players leaving. Velios is a player that left here when he refused to sign a new deal. As a player I probably would have kept. At 30 years old, he's still quite decent. But obviously he was earning a decent wage. Thomas Sexton is not very good, so he's gone. And Ben Osborne wanted to leave, so he's gone for 3.2 million to QPR. Obviously a bit of a Forest legend, but he wanted to go. Another player wants to go as well. I'm holding on to him for now at least. The loan signings are... Well, they're important to us, but we can't play them all at the same time. Last year's goalkeeper for Forest was a loanee from Manchester United. We didn't want to renew that. I think this guy's better. It comes in from Huddersfield, Vanja Milinkovic-Savic. So he's going to be the first choice goalkeeper. I don't know the way that's reset. Marcus Sheldon is a decent striker on loan from Bournemouth. I think he's actually very good, very quick. Quickish, a good finisher, good all-round statistics, you'd say. It keeps resetting, so I'm just going to let it. We needed to bring in wing-backs to support the system that we play. Brought in Godoni again, good physicals, decent crosser of the ball as well, which I bemoaned last year with Clyde. Maximo Tolonen is the quick boy, on loan from Brentford. Finnish international, has done well in pre-season. 10 goals for Forest in pre-season, so that's excellent. Jordan Bird is a player I very much see playing at left wing back. He's not quite yet ready for it, but he is very physically able, and I think he'll adapt nicely to it. Chris Lacey is a centre half. He comes in to join the back three, one of the options there. Hopefully he'll do well, along with a player we've already got called Alex Lacey. I don't think they're related. Never thought, well, it can't be, is it? Yep, ignore what I just said. And then finally, Stuart Hartlebury on loan from Manchester City. He's a very decent left wing back. He can play the inverted wing back role perfectly. He's right foot only, plays left side, a bit weird, but that's the inversion for you. So hopefully we'll see the best of him. Other players who might believe in Ben Brereton is looking for a move out. We're going to try and ensure the player is sold, but there's actually nobody who wants him. So if nobody bids for him, then we're going to keep him because I think he's a good player. Again, he's consistently average across the board, but he's been here a long time and scored a lot of goals for the club, so we don't just want to ditch everyone. This boy, Wong Wing Kit, we bought in on a trial. I think he's decent, but there's no way. I don't know why I've clicked on that information. It's very unlikely you get a work permit. Let's be realistic here. He plays for Hong Kong, but I can't see him getting a permit. Other players that we've got, Matty Cash is a decent player. You can see there 4.5 star potential, and sitting in central midfield, can also play wide right on that wing back. It's one of the other options that we've got because we've only really got Godoni, who can play there at the moment. Striking options, this kid, 17, 80 Hales, looks pretty decent for a youngster. We're going to try and get him involved. He's already got 4 goals for the first team, so that's encouraging. Maxim Tolan, we've already touched on him. I think he's going to be vital for us. Will Swan up front as well. We've got some decent players. I think we should make a good fist of this promotion charge. I'm hoping this will be. We kick off today against MK Dons. You can see our pre-season went. We've only played 4 games. Notts County a 4-1 win, so just a short trip across the road. Accrington a 3-1 win there. A 5-0 win over Solihull Moors, and then an 11-0 win against Grantham. It all means that today is, it's going to be a tough one. It's Friday night game on the TV. It's a huge league compared to what we used to, but we don't have to play Hamilton, so that's a plus. Some big teams in here, of course. We've got Sunderland, we've got ourselves, who are a big side. You've also got the teams that have come down in Wigan, I believe as well. Peterborough have dabbled in the Championship. Indeed, they came down last year. Coventry are here now, of course. So there's going to be a competitive league, and hopefully we can secure a place in the top 6. The board expectations are indeed to reach the playoffs. Otherwise, it's cups we're not really bothered about. We'll progress as far as we can, of course, but we'll mainly focus on League 1. Making sure that we can get into the Championship. I'm excited about this. I know it's England, and it's a bit predictable to just come to England, but perhaps this will only be a year or 2, and then we move somewhere else, somewhere a bit more exotic to get more of a tan. But at least we're going to get maybe more of a tan in Nottingham than we would have done in Cumbernauld. So I'll see a pitch sign in just a moment. So we're going to play the McDons. All right then, folks, so there are your teams. We're going to get more and more players that we recognise. It's pretty much the team I want to play here. It's going to be difficult, though. It's always a risk taking a job like Forest because there's such a huge club, and the history there sort of weighs on the players and weighs on the management, I suppose. So, even as a Stoke fan, I appreciate the history of Nottingham Forest, and we need to start well, don't we? And that's going to be key. Home in front of our own fans. Let's extend that league table. It's a bit more than the 10 teams that we used to. Hopefully, we won't need to see those bottom 2 places, but we want to get off to a top start today if we possibly can. Inside the first 10 minutes or so, Matty Cash finds Turner, who plays a nice ball out to Godoni. Good space for him. Can he whip this ball across? He can. He goes deep, though. Cash will be recovering. Plays it in. And they clear, so we go again. Lacey gives it out to Godoni. Always available. That's, if someone had got there ahead of Blackman in their net, that would have been a goal, or at least an opportunity, but it wasn't to be. And so we come away with it again. Brereton peeling off to the right, finds Cash, who loses out. This is where we're in big trouble. These crossfield balls, these were a problem with Clyde, and they might have done better with that, and the first real opportunity goes the way of the McDons. Not really what we want to see in that. We've already got a player with a knock, so we'll have to reassess. And it's the debutants who apparently I think he's been fouled there, to be quite honest, rather than committing a foul. Chris Turner denied a goal on our opening day due to a push, but never mind. His Hedges crosses back stick, and that's going to be tapped in. That's ridiculously unfortunate, really. We need to get Tollenan off. We can't risk an injury on the opening day, and we'll bring on AD Hales to play the poacher role. This is not the start you want. But it is a little bit against. We're not going to see it again. We know he scores. A little bit against the run of play, and a partially ruled out goal, in my opinion, for what I think was a foul going our way. But it's a team that needs to gel together and needs to play together for a few weeks. We've only played 4 friendlies. It's not as many as I'd normally like. Brereton brings it down. Sheldon down, and Cash taps into the net top right corner to equalise within 5 minutes of going behind. And that's better to see. A bit of a flowy move, and hopefully we'll get some goals from midfield. We've got better players at Forest. Obviously, we're up against better opposition, but you'd like to think that the better players we have, the more ability we'll be able to show in every area. As Cash there, he's a 2-footed player, is Matty Cash. He can play left, play right, so that underpins his versatility as well, I suppose. So it means that he'll be able to shoot from either side of the penalty area, which will be a positive. Right then, here we go then. A throw-in given away by the Dons and a long ball to Brereton. He's got a lot to do. Not a shot really to nothing. But we've had the better chances. Corner now, Godoni's ball in. It's headed away, but he'll recover this, will Godoni. Finds Cash again, who seems to be everywhere. And that's Brereton. And we take a 2-1 lead just before the 35th minute. A set piece that was never really cleared by the Dons. Drifted back in. And lurking on that far right side was Ben Brereton. Want away Ben Brereton. Hopefully we keep him on board, because I think he's a class act. Very consistently average across the board, and will never really let us down. I see him getting 20 goals a season, 20 goals for us this season if he stays. Obviously, if he doesn't, Blackman's probably a little bit fuming. He could do better with that. If he doesn't stay, then he won't get anything for us. He'll just stick with the 1. But we'll see. The youngster there, I can't even say his name. Hartlebury. I was concerned for a minute there that we were going to give away some sort of free kick or penalty. Frankie Kent gives it to Godoni. I like Godoni. That's a great ball. Brereton will chase. Doesn't get there though. Desmond, mopped up, gives it all the way back to his goalkeeper, Blackman. Oh, I was hoping he was going to dally too long there. Hartlebury. It's going to take some getting used to, as A.D. Hales tests the goalkeeper. A little bit more angle on that strike, and he would have had joy from it, I think. Corner ball, easily dealt with by the McDonald's defence, and Vanya will pick that up. So that's half time then. Score wise, I'd like better, but a decent display, I think, to be quite honest. We've been the better team. Not as good as I'd like us to be, but as I say, it's going to take some time to gel, and we can't really, because we've signed so many players on loan. I'm always a little bit iffy of spending cash in this division, because you spend more money than you'd ever really want to. That's a penalty. It's a foul there on Brereton, I think it was. Apologies if it wasn't Ben, but Sheldon on his debut rifles it into the roof of the net, and the City Ground, 20,000 in the City Ground today. This club is well supported, and that's what tipped the balance really. Sheldon, Blackman can't do anything other than pat a cake at it. And so we take a 3-1 lead, 2-goal cushion, hour played. Come on now. Calcutt heads down, Brereton's there again, finds Hales, loses out, not a great bit of play from him. And a long ball, Lacey needs to make sure on this one. Gives it back to Vanya. Lacey, it's a crossfield ball, and Godoni just about keeps it in control. Brereton will do well to keep it in, and does. Matty Cash finds Hales, and that's a better finish from the youngster. Lovely little bit of play from Cash. He's going to be, again, I think he's going to dictate play when he plays in the centre. Just the way he has the vision and the ability to control the ball. There's a few loose passes from us. They do connect, but there's a few loose passes going on. Hopefully we'll stamp those out as we push on in the season. We take a 4-1 lead here. You can see Cash, though, the way he dictates the play. Brings it down, takes it out of his spell, and plays a lovely ball through. Hales just needs to connect on the half volley, strokes it beyond the goalkeeper, and makes the game. Let's be honest, that should be game, set and match at this point. Blackman will take this goal kick now. 65 minutes played. Won that. Hales, Sheldon looked like he was fouled there, and apparently not. It was Sheldon who fouled the Dons player. Didn't look like that on the 2D, but there we go. Frankie Kent, Turner, that's a good ball. Brereton, and that is another penalty. Thank you very much, Davis in the black. And this will be another opportunity for Sheldon to score. That's 2 penalties for him on his debut. Not bad for Marcus Sheldon. You can see there Blackman in net doing all he can, but it's a much better penalty this time, in fairness. And 5-1. Suddenly we've accelerated out of this one. It looked like we were going to struggle, but we've really pulled away in this second half. Cash to Sheldon. And I thought we might have been able to sneak onto that rebound, as we need to be careful of that ball there. That's the killer. And they've got some funny names. I just don't recognise them. Aldrinian, Alderon, maybe. And we'll make some change. Well, we'll make a change at this point. I don't want to tempt too much fate. And I think we'll bring on Connor Russell for Chris Turner. We're a little bit short of numbers in central midfield. You can see Connor Russell classed as a young winger, and we're going to be using him exclusively in central midfield. Godoni's a little bit unfit. We're going to bring on a youngster, Nwafor. He's from the academy. The game's won, so we don't have to, even if he makes a mistake, it's not going to cost us too much. It's a bit early to be thinking of goal difference, isn't it? And a goal kick taken long. Lacey will collect. Time and space to pick out Hales. Ran down a bit of a blind alley. He had a player. He had this left back who I'm struggling to remember the name of. Romain Sawyers is in and straight at Vanya. Comfortable save. I don't think that was the opportunity. I wouldn't have given it to Calcutt there, but we do okay. It's Nwafor. Terrible ball. Certainly not ready. Frankie Kent needs to deal, and well, it's interesting, to say the least. We see Nwafor's terrible pass there when all he had to do was play it down the line to Brereton. And then here we go, Gilby rather, gives it to Frankie Kent. And I'm not too sure what my debutant goalkeeper is headed for there. He just sort of runs away from the ball. Answers on a postcard on that one. If you know what was going on there, do let me know, because I would be sacking one of them. And Frankie Kent gets caught out again, and it's off the post, and suddenly you feel comfortable, but then you're not. Work to be done, and I don't know if there's a lack of cohesion in the team. Maybe that's a factor. And oh dear me, we could easily have lost our lead in just the last 10 minutes because of stupidity from some of our back defensive players there. Rating wise, they've done fine, but what we've seen, no. Oh well, it is what it is, and a win's a win. 5-2 it turns out. Where did the Dons finish last year? That's interesting to see. Finished 11th, so mid-table team, and we've given them a good thump in there. That gives us encouragement. It gives us encouragement. We've got a little bit of time in the window if we need to assess and maybe sign a new defender to replace Frankie Kent, who will be taken outside and shot after that mistake. But yeah, do let me know what you think of the move from Clyde to Nottingham Forest. I think it's a good move for my career. And thumbs up as well for today's victory. And let me know where you think the side needs strengthening. And probably not any lone players, because I've already got too many. Do pop a like on there for me, as I say, and I'll see you again on the next video. Goodbye.